It is Triple H, the Central Hip Hop Hour on the Beat, where we talk all things hip hop and R&B. Last semester, we had an infamous run, 7 episodes of nothing but peak entertainment and great takes from 2 of the school's greatest minds.
We were thinking about hanging it up, like you can't capture lightning in a bottle twice, You know what I'm saying? But the fans, we got so much fan mail begging us to come back, and who would we be to not deliver that for them?
Yeah.
So we're back. We're back.
Like Kanye West once said, let me talk my stuff again.
Yeah.
That's how I feel coming back. And we're going to call this episode the 2025 Summer Recap. I know you guys are all interested in what we did over the summer. You were stalking our Instagrams, little paparazzi here and there. So we figured we'd just let you guys know. We're going to get everyone to speed on all the concerts we went to, some of the albums that dropped, and even name our songs of the summer. So stick around. I know you guys want to know.
They're desperate. So, how was your summer, Gabe? It was pretty good. I was here in Mount Pleasant working on some music production stuff. It's pretty exciting. Not outside of that, just for fun. You mentioned, I went to some concerts, hung out with friends. I went to Cedar Point a couple times.
Okay.
Went to Muskegon. So yeah, it was a very chill summer. How about you?
Yeah, I had a great summer. I went to Hawaii. That was really cool. Great experience, once in a lifetime. So somehow paparazzi still got me there. I don't know how they followed
you all
me.
The way out there.
Yeah, they're like, is that Nate from Central Hip Hop Hour? And I was like, ladies,
calm down.
Yeah. So, but no, it was a lot of fun. Other than that, hung out with friends, worked a little bit. It was a good summer. Can't complain at all.
Standard summer, yeah. Yeah. It's always good to get a break from school, but it's never good to get a break from Triple H.
No, never.
I was fiending for it the whole time.
Me too.
And so we're back.
Yep.
We're back.
We are back and better than ever. Let's talk about some concerts.
Yeah, into the music. So the first one that I went to was The Weeknd. The Weeknd, when was that show? That was in June, right?
It was in May.
That was in May.
It was like May,
right at the beginning of the summer.
I want to say like May 24th.
Something like that. The Weeknd actually played 2 shows in Detroit at Ford Field. You went to the first one on Saturday, and I went to the one on Sunday. We didn't go together because, 2 celebrities in one show, we would have just dragged all the attention away from The Weeknd.
Yeah, The Weeknd actually requested us personally to go on separate days.
Yeah.
Just so that we wouldn't take away from the environment,
And we had those like deluxe box seats, all the way up in the high rises, so no one could get to us. But before we get to The Weeknd, though, he had some openers. Started out with Mike Dean, who is a pretty notorious hip hop producer, but he also did a ton of work for The Weeknd on his latest album, Hurry Up Tomorrow, which I think we've talked about a little bit. Yeah. Pretty amazing album.
Yep.
No spoilers for like our album of the year list whenever we do that, but it's definitely up there as a contender for me. Just great production, and a lot of that is thanks to Mike Dean. And in my opinion, I think he really showed his stuff. Like that was a really cool opening act.
Yes. And it was kind of disappointing seeing people on social media kind of being like, oh, it was so boring. Like it wasn't, because I feel like it was more of just like that, like exactly what an opener should be. It was just kind of getting you ready for what was to come.
Getting amped up.
It wasn't a full performance like someone like Paris, Texas, and Tyler, the Creator was, but it was still like so impressive just sitting there listening to him freestyle with these chords and guitars and whatnot. So while it wasn't like stand up, get hype, that type
it was
of
more
thing,
like a sit back and just like float out of your seat type of thing.
Exactly.
And can I say, like, the sound was amazing. Like it like you could hear everything perfectly, and that is usually not the case for concerts, and especially in like such a huge venue like Ford Field. Like so much can go wrong with the sound, and it sounded incredible. Mike Dean is like an incredible, he's incredible with the synths, he's incredible on the guitar. And yeah, it's not your standard type of performance that you'd see at a concert. There's no vocals, it's just a guy like going crazy on the synths and kind of building a beat in front of you, which is just a really cool thing to see. I loved it. He even played, I don't know if he did this at your show, but I could kind of recognize like a chord progression. I realized that he was doing like a version of Ultralight Beam by Kanye, which he has production credits on. So I thought that was really cool. That was kind of the only one that I actually recognized, but he might have been doing some other like interpretations of beats that he's made. But yeah, overall it's just really cool, like synth work and everything. So yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. But...
Yep, me too. But yeah, you know, one of my issues with the concert, which it had nothing to do with any of the performers, it was just how disrespectful some of the Weeknd fans are. I feel like they just, not to be disrespectful to any Weeknd fans, but I feel like a lot of the people that were there simply only like listen to the Weeknd. They don't know anything else about music. So they just disrespected Mike Dean, and they disrespected Playboi Carti. It kind of hurt to watch because, you know, obviously I've talked numerous times about how much I love Carti on this show. So here I am going crazy, like playing like Sky. They played Magnolia. They played a couple off of it. They played like Olympian. So many good songs. And I'm just going crazy lyric for lyric with all of them. And everyone around me is just sitting down, like just looking at TikTok. I'm like, this is... Carti, I believe that, I mean, Carti just announced his own tour, which I believe is an arena tour. He's going to Little Caesars. And for him to like sit there and just get disrespect, it hurt me personally. And that's another thing I have a problem with a lot of concerts is so many people just, they don't appreciate the fact they're at a concert. They just want to sit there and like look at their phone like they're sitting on their couch at home.
There seems like a large amount of like concert crowds are there just to like get cool pictures and videos for Instagram. And like I don't understand going to a concert and watching it through your phone screen the entire time and not living in the moment at all.
Definitely.
Like I'll snap a few pictures, but especially like I feel like we should clarify like where we were actually sitting. I was pretty far up. I wasn't like at the highest tier, but I was pretty far up. I felt like it was good, especially for the Weeknd. But where were you sitting?
I was in the lower bowl and like halfway up. I got lucky with the tickets. When they first dropped, my friend bought 2 of them, and the person he was going to bring like couldn't go, so he was like, "Oh yeah, you want to come?" And I was like, "Yeah." So
sick.
I probably wouldn't have spent that money if it was me buying the tickets, but I didn't have to pay, so it was.
So you had a pretty good view.
I did.
Okay.
I did.
So how was the sound from where you were sitting?
It sounded really good to me.
Because Mike Dean I thought sounded incredible. Carti was the one I had the biggest issue with the sound. It was literally all low end and high end. And all of the middle was just gone. So it made it really hard to hear him specifically. And then it was really just, I was standing there like playing a game of like trying to recognize the drum pattern because I just couldn't tell what songs were playing. And I felt like that was kind of like they dropped the ball on like the mixing side. I don't know if I can blame Carti for that. I mean, if he was telling them like crank up the bass all the way, I mean, I guess you can kind of blame him, but you really have no way of knowing in the audience standpoint. But I was disappointed by that. I did enjoy it overall. He has so much energy as a performer. His screams were definitely heard. Those came through to my section. But I mean, it was still fun. I was there with my friend. We were having a good time. But yeah, just I think the crowd overall kind of made it a little bit less enjoyable. Because, I mean, even if you're not a fan of the opener, like you don't know who they are, like you can still like watch and respect what they're doing.
Yeah. You know, I've always been a believer at every concert I go to. If someone comes out, even an opener that I might not know a single song from, I'm still going to go and I'm going to enjoy the music. It's live music no matter what. I would see a band that I don't know a single song from.
Just to see it live.
Just for the experience.
Yeah.
So it was just frustrating to me to see all these people just like sit there during Carti. And I guess it made a little bit of sense because I will say, even for me who diehard Carti fan, some of the songs I had to like sit there and wait a second and really focus just to hear what song it was because the bass was just so blaringly, it was like taking up the entire thing. But I still obviously found a way to enjoy myself. And I just wish other people found that too.
Yeah. Obviously it would have been more fun if you can like be like in the pit, like jumping and all that. I think I would have had a much better time, but yeah, I feel like a Cardi performance isn't really built for like sitting like all the way up and just watching it. You know,
Yeah.
you kind of need to feel the energy of it. But overall, I still enjoyed it. I think he did a good job. But then, yeah, on to the Weeknd. Obviously, the main act, and for the main act, they pull out all the theatrics, all the cool stage design.
Yep.
And man, it was such a cool show.
It was fantastic.
It was long too, like very like comprehensive. I feel like he played like everything anyone could have wanted. I'm not even like a diehard Weeknd fan, but I could tell like he was playing songs that like were kind of deeper into his catalog just to like satisfy his fans that have been there for him for such a long time, which I really, really respected.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, I agree completely. I'm not a huge Weeknd guy either. I never really have been, but obviously I wasn't going to say no to the tickets. So I listened to as many of his songs as I could, like leading up to the concert. So while I couldn't go lyric for lyric, I still knew them. And obviously some of them are just like, how can you not go? Like, Can't Feel My Face
Exactly,
and Die
yeah.
For You and stuff like that. You know every lyric. So I really enjoyed the concert. He's a fantastic performer. Vocally, he's incredible. All the theatrics, like at the start when he had the mask on
and all the dancers were so cool.
It was
so cool. They had like these moving, like flowing robes that just looked like amazing with their movement. And I kind of had a feeling because like I was saying, like I think it's so much better at a concert to like be physically there around people like moving around. So being all the way up is kind of not the most appealing thing for me, but I kind of had a feeling that, you know, it's the Weeknd. For one, he's an incredible like singer, one of the best probably to ever do it in mainstream music. So I knew like audio wise it'd be great to just listen to and not even need to be there physically, but still like from where I was, it just looked amazing. Being able to see like the whole set and everything happening at once was super cool. And yeah, I really, really enjoyed that show. I know the new album The Best, which I guess makes me like a new gen fan, but he played probably all my favorite songs off that album, and he played, like you're saying, so many hits that like you don't need to be a Weeknd fan to know them, and he has so many hits. Yep. Like I felt like for a stretch of the show, like every song was like, oh yeah, this was a massive song, like this was huge on the radio. And yeah, so just really a testament to how his legacy as a pop artist.
Oh yeah, I think me and my friends always kind of have this argument because one time one of my friends said he believed that The Weeknd was modern day Michael Jackson, and we ended up coming to the conclusion that The Weeknd is modern day Prince and Bruno Mars is modern day Michael Jackson. And, you know, you can agree, disagree with that, but regardless, it just shows how incredible of an artist he is.
Yeah, he's absolutely up there. I mean, he's like a true like definition of a star. Like the screams that were echoing through that place when he took the mask off were just like, I was like, man, like I've never seen this many people like crazy over one guy.
Yeah, people in the pit were like crying when he would get close to them. Like, it was.
Like I'm not one
incredible.
of those people. I don't worship celebrities, but I mean it's cool to see. I mean, and I feel like he's earned it in his career. Like he's dropped like quality album after quality album. Like I don't think that he's ever compromised like his artistic integrity. I don't think he's ever been like chasing hits like you'll see some artists doing. Like he just does it. Like he has the talent to create hits.
He's just that good.
Yeah.
It was a fantastic concert. But I don't know if it was my favorite of the summer.
Yeah, on to the next one. Tyler, the Creator.
Oh, that was...
Yeah. That show was in July, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
July 3rd.
Bought those tickets probably about... I bought the tickets like right when the album came out.
Yep.
So it's coming up on close to a year since that came out, right? Because that was like in October.
It was October.
Yeah.
Late October.
Late October, so... Yeah, this is kind of like sending a gift to myself in the future. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to see Tyler, the Creator for Chromacopia. Yep. And I like this concert kind of caught me off guard. Like I wasn't really thinking about it at all. And then as soon as like he showed up, it kind of hit me like this is going to be a fantastic show. Yeah. But yeah, before Tyler, we had first opener Paris, Texas. Pretty good show.
I was really impressed with them. They really knew how to put on a show. People in the pit were jumping around.
I know,
people were getting hyped in the stands. I mean, some people, obviously. There was one girl next to me that was literally sitting on TikTok for the entire show. Like, it was making me, she was like calling her friend, and I was so mad. Like, I don't know, something about that. But anyways, but yeah, they were, for a lot of people not knowing who they were really.
Yeah, they got the crowd pretty hyped. Yeah. They have a really good ability to like crowd control and just build that energy up. It's a trio, right? 3 guys.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and I think there's one guy who was kind of on the mixing board, like playing the beats and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But they were just like, they had crazy energy. And I was actually grabbing a burger from Little Caesars Arena when they started, so I didn't see their first song. But as I was eating my burger and my fries, like, you know, I was moving a little bit, you know. And those fries were really salty, by the way.
They were.
They need to fix that.
Probably costed you $20.
Yeah, it did. Like about $20 for the whole meal, which like. It could be worse. But there's some place, you know, it's like $20 for the burger, and then you got to get the fries on top of that. So I can't complain. I ate, but yeah, Paris, Texas was good. Yep. It was good. It was a good appetizer for what was to come.
Yeah, I think that was a really good opener for Tyler. I think it fits his vibe really well, and
they did what the opener should do, is like amp you up.
Exactly. Different from Mike Dean, but still really good. I liked how they opened. And then next was Lil Yachty.
Yeah, kind of a crazy just to have an opener. Yeah. Because a lot of people would just go to just see Lil Yachty.
Yeah,
and
that
like, speaking of crowds going crazy for someone, I was not expecting like how insane the crowd was going for him. Like, I've never been a big Lil Yachty guy, but the crowd was like, they loved him.
Yeah, you know, I'm a big Lil Yachty fan. It's kind of funny, the past 2 concerts, I would buy tickets to a Lil Yachty and a Playboi Carti show easily, without a doubt, in my mind. Yeah. I love Lil Yachty. I know he has a lot of like connections to Detroit, so he bought out Babyface Ray, who's a big Detroit rapper, which was really cool to see. And I was going crazy during his set. He has so many classics that just take me back to like 2016, 2018, like. It was so cool to see him live, and that was the main one. Even more disrespected than Carti in my section, because I was in like the very top. Like, I was pretty far.
Okay.
There was times where I was the only person standing in my section. Everyone else was sitting down. Yes.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, this is Lil Yachty. Like, so obviously people stood up during like I Spy and Broccoli, because everyone knows those. But different ones like Yacht Club with Juice WRLD, that was a classic to me in middle school. No one else was up there. And I was going like lyric for lyric. I loved him. Obviously, it wasn't like a full show or anything. It was just kind of him standing there, but he's an opener. I thought he did a good job.
It still felt pretty substantial. Like, he played a good amount of songs, and from all his different eras of music. He played some stuff from that like psychedelic rock album that he made, Let's Start Here. He played Poland, obviously. You know, got the crowd pretty excited. But yeah, I mean, not even as a Lil Yachty fan, I enjoyed it. You know, like I've never like been crazy about his music, but that's the thing about live music. Like, it helps you understand it a little bit more. It helps you feel the energy of it. Like, everything sounds better live for the most part. And yeah, I definitely enjoyed that show.
Yeah. I feel like it was kind of interesting to see him opening for Tyler, but I thought it was a really good opener. I think he fit the vibe pretty well. So many classics that people would recognize, especially at the end. So yeah, and then out came Tyler.
And wow, he's incredible performer.
Yeah.
I had pretty close seats. I was right next to one of the stages, like literally like right by it. And before the show even started, there are these big, like, the Chromacopia crates, right? And I was sitting right next to them. I was like, and there's a little stage right in front. I was like, okay, I don't have a great view. Like, I can kind of see the stage, but these crates are kind of like right in front of me. And then the show starts and the crates start rising up. I was like, oh my gosh, like we're kind of in for something. And then he's just there. Like, he was so close to me. Like, he was probably like 10 feet away at some points. And I was like, wow, I was not expecting that. I didn't know my seats were that good. But yeah, I believe what did he start? He started out with Saint Chroma, right?
Yep.
And that's just it feels like it was designed like for that live, like amping you up, like it's so cinematic.
The chroma cold.
I know, and everyone in the crowd was saying it with him, and it was just built up the energy so well. And then when that beat finally drops, you get like the fireworks going off. It was just an incredible like opening song.
It was.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. And then like I've always loved that transition into what is it, Ratata?
Mm-hmm.
I've always loved that. And then right after was why can I not think? What was the song after Ratata?
In the track list?
Yeah. I think he performed what is it? The one about being stalked. Why can I not think of it?
Paranoid.
Yeah, Paranoid.
Yeah, that's a great song.
So it was fantastic. It was super cool seeing him.
Started out with kind of like a chromacopia section, and then this bridge came down from the sky, which another thing I was not expecting. I was like, I saw the bridge, and I was like, how are they going to use that? And then it lowered down. So he traveled over the pit. So for periods of time he was like dancing around, literally like hanging over people, which was just crazy. I really wished I was in the pit for that. And he was like throwing money on people. And eventually he crossed the bridge, went to a stage kind of in the middle of the pit, and he had like a whole like house set. He was playing songs from other eras of his music, and he kind of did it in a really theatrical way with like he had a box of records, and there's a camera. He'd kind of be flipping through them. He'd pull one out and show the album cover, and everyone start freaking out. And yeah, it was just a really, really, he kept the crowd super engaged, played tons of great songs from throughout his career. I have no complaints. Like, it was a fantastic show.
I was a little sad when he did the like older ones, because a lot of my favorites he just didn't play, which I mean, I wasn't like upset, but I was just like, dang, like I remember seeing on one of the track lists, I thought he was going to do Sweet I Thought You Wanted to Dance, and I was so excited. And
that would have been cool.
Yeah, it didn't come, which, again, I wasn't like, oh, this concert's the worst. It's probably my favorite concert I went to over the summer. But
that's the thing, like, as artists get further in their career, they kind of they have too many songs to play all the amazing ones at their concerts. They kind of have to pick and choose. So, yeah, it's always a give and take. Sadly, I think like Kendrick's definitely at that point now, where it's like he has so many good songs, like you're gonna leave wishing that he played something. But
I feel like pretty much like Drake, a million songs. You can.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're a big fan of an artist, you're gonna have that no matter what. So, like I said, it wasn't a big deal, but I was just like, oh man, you know, it was just like that little disappointed feeling after, but. Still, probably my favorite performance of the summer. He's such a good performer. His crowd work is really really incredible. Just the way he moves on stage is super incredible. He's just, I think he's one of the best performers.
And even a shout out to like the less like hype songs, like him just went like Goosebumps, insane, and like also Hey Jane. Like that song like kind of hit different. Like it almost like clicked for me, like hearing him perform it live and him just like really meaning every single word. It was really really like a powerful performance.
Yes.
And also, you know, Judge Judy, I've never been the biggest fan of that song. You know, I was vibing with it live.
Yeah, I like Judge Judy. I really like Darling I. I think that was one of my favorite songs that he did.
Crazy.
I've always loved that song. I'm a big Tizo Touchdown fan, so. And I think that's one of his best features. So it was just really nice to hear that.
Yeah. All the songs on Chromacopia just sounded so great live.
Yep. Like, I think that's one of Tyler's just an incredible, incredible live performer.
Yeah. Sadly, I don't know if he dropped Don't Tap the Glass. But that was after our show. So he didn't play any songs from that. I don't know if he played any songs from that and the remaining parts of the tour. But obviously we'll get into that album a little bit later. But we did not hear anything from that. It was all Chromacopia.
Yep.
But yeah, that was definitely my favorite show of the summer.
Yep, me too.
But we also saw a couple other ones that we'll just mention briefly.
I went to Wiz Khalifa, was the main act. It was at Pine Knob Amphitheater. Some openers were DaBaby, Sean Paul, also like Chevy Woods, who's a big Pittsburgh guy, had a song with Mac Miller.
Okay.
He was the opener. I hated him because I wanted him to do the song with Mac Miller. Every track list I saw had him doing it, and he didn't do it.
That's crazy.
And it's one of my favorite Mac songs, so I was so sad. But DaBaby, I really enjoyed his set. He was just really good at getting the crowd hype. His crowd work was actually really impressive. Like, I don't know if you know that one song where it's like, call the fireman, he's a hot. It was one of his more like recent songs that got popular. He was like, man, on the tour, like, I want to get friendly with all the people that I perform with, so I'm going to give you guys my phone number, so take out your phone. And he was like, and call 911 and call the fireman, and it like went into the song.
Nice.
So that was actually really cool. Like, I actually had my phone out. So
that's
Sean
fun.
Paul, terrible. Worst opener I've ever seen in my life. It might be because I just simply don't really know his music that well because it wasn't my time period. But dude, it just kept going and going and going. I mean, it was so bad that like the Rockabye Baby, I hate that song. I always did. I was singing along with it because it was like the only song I actually knew that he was performing. So I did not enjoy it. Wiz Khalifa actually really impressed me.
Nice.
He had like a live band behind him.
Oh, really?
So
that's cool.
Everything just sounded so good. And it was annoying because we had to wait for so long and had to sit through that terrible Sean Paul set. But yeah, like
so you're just screaming like, Wiz Khalifa, please save
I know,
us,
literally.
you know?
Yeah, like Sean Paul would be like, man, do you guys want me to stay? And we'd be like, no. But yeah, Wiz actually really impressed me. He was a fantastic performer. Classics like The Thrill and Black and Yellow was super cool to see. Yeah, I really enjoyed seeing Wiz Khalifa. So
yeah. Sounds like it would be a good time. The other concert I saw was Big Time Rush. Not really hip hop, but you know, might as well shout it out. You know, I'm not a Big Time Rush fan. Never watched the show. It was a birthday gift to my girlfriend, but you know what? They were actually good.
Really?
I can't lie. Like, they were good. It was, you know, I was tired, so they were kind of dedicated to like playing pretty much every song that they have. I don't think they did literally every one, but that was kind of the theme of the show, is like, we're gonna play every single song. So after a while I was getting a little bit fatigued, not being a fan of them, but still, like, they kept it going. Like, they kept the energy. At a certain point, they literally came out like into the lawn at Pine Knob and were performing there, which I was not expecting at all. So I actually ended up being pretty close to them. But yeah, it was a good show. It's Big Time Rush, man. It's throws you back to, what was that, Nickelodeon? Was that a Nickelodeon show?
Yep.
Takes you back to that era of TV and being a kid.
Yep.
So.
Did they perform their feature on Eternal Take 2?
They did not, sadly.
I don't even think it was. I think it was just them talking.
Yeah, it was just them talking. I'm surprised they didn't do it, though.
No, that would have been funny.
They should have known that I was in the crowd, and I was dying to hear that.
Yeah, everyone must have been dying to hear the Eternal Take 2 feature.
I know, yeah. All of the Nickelodeon fans, women in the crowd were begging for that song.
Definitely.
But sadly, that would have taken it above Tyler the Creator for me. But sadly, Tyler the Creator is just the winner for the summer. My favorite concert.
But Big Time Rush is over the weekend?
Obviously, man.
Okay.
Obviously, no.
All right.
But yeah, it's in my ranking. It would probably be Tyler, then The Weeknd, and Big Time Rush. You know, at the bottom. But maybe if I see him again, I'm a bit more familiar now.
Yeah, mine was Tyler, Weeknd, Wiz, probably. You know, but I felt like at least Tyler and The Weeknd were both at least like 9 out of 10 concerts.
Yeah,
they were some of my favorites that I've ever been to. So yeah, I really enjoyed it, and
very happy with this summer's concert selection.
Me too, and I'm hopefully next summer there's more good tours, more people I can go see.
Sadly, we weren't able to go see Kendrick and SZA.
Yeah, I actually had tickets. I don't remember if I told this story on here, but I had tickets, but I was in Hawaii when they were coming, so I had to sell them.
So sad.
Yeah, I was sad. If I'm being honest, though, GNX, I've kind of like fallen off of it a bit.
Really?
I feel like a lot of the songs are just so corny now when I re-listen to it, because I mean, obviously you have like Not Like Us and like TV Off.
Yeah.
I mean,
TV Off I don't think has aged the greatest.
No, it's aged terribly, because I feel like that mustard thing, it was kind of cool.
It's just been ran into the ground.
But yeah, it's terrible now.
I don't know if you can blame Kendrick for that or blame the fans or both, but
Yeah.
in hindsight, like looking back at it, I just can't listen to that anymore.
No, I can't at all.
It annoys me.
I definitely just don't think that it was like close to the work that Chromacopia was, in my opinion. I feel like Don't Tap the Glass, in terms of like that, just like, I'm dropping this for fun type of thing, is a lot better than that.
Yeah.
I obviously still enjoy GNX. I really like Heart Part 6 and Luther and stuff like that, but it just kind of fell off on me a little bit.
I think like probably the one that's grown off me the most is TV Off, but I agree that it's not like as good as his other work, and probably not as good as Chromacopia. But I mean, I still think it's a great album. Stuff like the intro track. What's that one called?
Let me see.
The intro track, Man at the Garden, is really good. Reincarnated, Heart Part 6 is
Whacked Out Murals.
Yeah, Whacked Out Murals. Really, really like that song. Just, with an album where, he's trying to make fun music, sometimes it's going to work, sometimes it's not.
Yeah. I also really like Dodger Blue.
Yeah.
With Roddy Ricch. I always loved that. That was a good one that I listened to for a while over the summer. But yeah, it just kind of fell off on me. I still would have loved the concert. SZA, I saw some of her performances and they were fantastic. I would love to see her live in concert.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am a little sad that I didn't get to.
I'm sad I missed it too, but maybe some other time. I mean, I've already seen Kendrick once. I'm a much bigger fan of him now, but I know I'll get a chance to see him again someday. I don't think he's stopping anytime soon.
No.
But yeah, let's move into the albums that came out over the summer, because there were a lot. Starting out in June, though, there's a slow period for a long time where there's like no new like good hip hop, like mainstream like music coming out. And in June we got the only one that I wrote down was the Carter 6 by Lil Wayne. And wow.
Yeah.
What a terrible album.
Yeah.
And like I wasn't one of those people who was like huffing copium trying to like say it's gonna turn out to be a classic album like it's Lil Wayne in 2025. I'm not saying he's incapable of rapping, but I don't think that he was gonna drop a classic. But I didn't expect it to be as bad as it ended up being. Like some of like the worst songs of the year on here. Just huge swings and misses with like the beats and just
I kind of thought about like, oh, maybe, but no, it was terrible. There was like, I just couldn't do it. After I heard that one like Peanuts and whatever, the one with the elephant
sample.
Yeah, when that, I was just like, yeah, no.
I just feel like I'm being messed with as a listener, like just toyed with, and trolled.
There's no way that I could listen to that. So once I heard that like on TikTok, I was like, yeah,
I really felt bad for the people who are like, Lil Wayne should have done the Super Bowl and then he drops this album.
I still think he should have, but yeah, that was terrible. And if anything, it just backed up what what
I don't think he doesn't have the album curation ability that he used to have, which it happens to people, to artists over time. No one can stay in their prime forever. But still a really disappointing album. But into July,
actually there's one more June album.
What was there?
Dopamine by Lil Tecca.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I listened to that. I thought it was pretty good. I definitely don't think it was Tecca's best work by any means, but it was solid. I think it was probably the album of June because the Carter 6 was so bad. So I just wanted to give that a quick mention. We don't have to go in on it too much.
I actually didn't listen to that. I've never been like huge on Lil Tecca. He makes he makes like fun songs, like vibey songs. I know that one was it Dark Thoughts kind of got a little big.
I like that one, and then like I don't know if anyone else has Spotify or if you have Spotify, but when there's a song that they're trying to push, like the label, it just comes up after every single song, and Dark Thoughts was that. So I just like stopped listening to it because I was just
I think
haunted me.
He's really good at like making like catchy, like smooth songs, but it's for me it's kind of lacking like that extra like personality and like artistry in it for me. So
I agree.
that's
Some
why
of his older stuff when he was hungry, like Ransom and all that.
Ransom does still hit.
That one was a great album, but I feel like since then he's just kind of slowly been like, all right, well, this is a really cool beat. Now I can just say whatever I want, like just say whatever and it'll be fine.
I mean, he has smooth flows and melodies. I'll give him that. But
Yeah.
I don't think he's really like experimenting or anything.
Yeah.
He's just consistently good and not a lot better.
Yeah.
But yeah, on to July is kind of when things started picking up a bit. Kind of near the middle. There's a big like music drought going on, and after a while, it finally felt like we're back. We're back. And that started out with Clips, Let God Sort 'Em Out. If you're not familiar, Clips is Pusha T and No Malice. They were big in like the early 2000s. Like that was kind of their era. Split up due to No Malice not really wanting to rap about what they rap about anymore. He kind of went down his own lane. And then obviously Pusha T just grew bigger and bigger as an artist. But they're back. They came back together. They're two brothers. And we're planning on doing like a separate review of this album. But really, really, really like this album.
Yeah, it was a really fantastic album. I wouldn't say it's necessarily my type of music, but I still gave it a listen because, I mean, I do like some of the older Clips songs, and I think Pharrell, who is one of the people that works with them the most, because they're all that Virginia Beach crew. They have been together forever, so I always love Pharrell production. And he
executive produced the whole thing.
Exactly. So I had to give it a listen, and it was fantastic. Well, I think it's POV with Tyler on it. Oh, fantastic song.
I know. The feature list is just like stacked. Like I believe they said they're like only like elite level lyricists are gonna get on a Clips album, and they followed through on that. Like you have Tyler the Creator, you have Kendrick Lamar, you have Nas. Like it's a crazy feature list. I feel like it's like every like kind of old school like traditional hip hop fans like dream feature list almost. And I know like the one that they weren't able to get was like a Jay-Z feature. I think that would have probably made it like a perfect like feature list, honestly.
He's a little controversial right now, so maybe it was for the better that they didn't get him.
He was maybe wrapped up in lawsuits and stuff.
Doesn't have time to do a feature right now.
But, just strictly on the music level, though, I think chemistry-wise, it would have been good. But good, really, really great album. Definitely up there in my albums of the year. But we'll talk about that more. Next up, we got Jack Boys 2.
Yeah,
we got it.
We did get it.
I don't know if you're aware as a listener, I'm a huge Travis Scott fan. He's probably one of my favorite artists ever. You know, you can hate that, you can love that. I love Rodeo, I love Astroworld. I love a lot of Utopia. So I was excited for this album. The first Jack Boys project, pretty good. Got some bangers on there. Short, concise, not
5 songs and they all hit.
Exactly. And great production, pretty good chemistry. The only thing that was really lacking from it was like performances from some of the members of Jack Boys, like just weren't there. Like you didn't have Sofago on the album at all. And so with this Jack Boys 2, it's like, okay, are we finally going to get a more substantial like showing of this label's like chemistry and like who all these artists are and how they function together as a group? I was excited. Like I was pretty hyped for this album.
Me too.
You listen to the intro track, Champagne and Vacay.
Oh,
I'm like, man, we might be in for something right here. We might be in for a nice summer album. You go into 2000 Excursion. I'm like, I like this song. Like it's a vibe. Those 2 songs are pretty much just Travis and Don Toliver though. We have a Sheck West feature though on 2000 Excursion, which was pretty good. Yeah. Shout out Sheck West. He came to CMU. Yeah.
I didn't go, but I heard he performed like 3 songs and left. It makes sense. I mean,
kind of made me glad I didn't go.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it. I was like, you know, how often does someone come to Mount Pleasant that, you know, you actually know? But I didn't go.
Performed Mo Bamba and dipped, I guess. I mean, I'm sure it still would have been a lot of fun, but shout out Sheck.
So yeah, and then after that, in the track list, just kind of went downhill.
Yeah, you know, I still thought there were some good songs, but I just know when I was listening to it, I was like, oh, okay. Like, it was just like, oh, okay. There was like, I think Kick Out by Trav was a good one.
It's pretty solid.
I liked Velour with
that was one of
Shaq and Don. I was really sad Sofago wasn't on it more, and he didn't really. They had that one song with him and Travis that just sounded so like.
It sounded like an off-brand like Ken Carson song or something, and I think that was the point in the album when I was like, wow, like this is not up to Travis Scott's standards at all. Like,
no,
like why is he copying other artists at this point in his career?
Yeah, it almost like hurt to listen to that because I was a big fan in that whole like 2021 underground Sofago original Ken Carson, that whole type of thing. I loved it. And when Sofago signed and he hadn't been dropping a thing for the past however long, I was like, okay, finally some new Sofago, and nothing.
Yeah,
so,
it almost feels like signing to Cactus Jack was like a death sentence or something for his career. And it's just weird. Like, you'd think like signing to a label would mean now you have all the resources to put out all the music you want, and that's just, I guess, not how it works. I don't know about the drama behind the scenes, how Jack Boys functions, but this album was I kind of get the feeling from this that it was originally supposed to be a 7-track album, and the reason that I have that theory is they were selling vinyls for this album that only had 7 tracks on them, and in my opinion they were some of like probably the most solid tracks on the album. You had like the Champagne and Vacay, 2000 Excursion, Kick Out, Dumbo, like those songs that actually sound like kind of developed, but those songs are also mainly Travis Scott. And so I feel like they were all hanging out and they're like, what if we actually made this like a full album? And instead of dedicating a lot of time to that, they kind of just did it in like a few weeks. Yeah. And you can definitely tell in the sound. Like, it sounds very thrown together.
Yeah. I really liked Where Was You with Cardi and Future, that song. But I feel like, I mean, it's a Jack Boys album. It's not a Travis album to put a song that's mainly like Cardi and Future. Like, I don't know. I feel like obviously the first album had the Thug feature. It had a couple of, but I don't know. I just feel like a lot of this was just Travis with another artist that's not a member. Like,
it's very Travis heavy, even after like it feels like they kind of like just threw like they just threw a solo Sofago song on here. It's like. It doesn't feel planned out at all.
Yeah,
like
it's completely Travis. I mean, if you look at from pretty much Where Was You down, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 songs that are all Travis and someone that's not a member of Jack Boys.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you look at the album as a whole, like, it's not bad. But if you really wanted a Jack Boys album, it's just not good because it really, I feel like, isn't the Jack Boys. I mean,
and I even feel like with these Travis songs, like as a Travis Scott fan, like I don't think they're that good.
No, they were just like.
I think there's some that are actually bad, like some of probably the worst songs that he's made in his career, like Shine with Glorilla.
See, I disagree. I actually kind of like that song.
You do?
Yeah, the whole skibbity wobbity boobity. That's like a shout out to some old Memphis artist apparently.
It is,
yeah.
Shine,
so
yeah. I don't think it worked in my opinion.
Yeah, it was a little goofy, but I really liked the Glorilla feature. I felt like she went crazy.
She did a pretty
Yeah, I thought it was a decent song, but like
just the beat, like it sounds like so generic for like a Travis Scott song, and like honestly, I think worse than Shine is the one with Tyler.
Yes,
PBT.
I hated that one.
It's like it reminded me of like what's that song on Utopia? K-pop, like just this so generic like dance beat, just like farming for like a summer hit. And it just didn't work at all.
No.
Like, it's so painfully generic. And I'm like, Travis Scott, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
Like, you are known for, like, revolutionizing, like, trap music and making, like, new sounds that no one's ever heard before. And now you're just, like, making the most generic, like, it sounds like a Tyler song with Travis Scott on it.
Yeah. And I feel like that's kind of the issue. I mean, we kind of saw it on Cardi's album, too, where the songs with Travis were just kind of like, all right, here's a hit. Like,
yeah,
it had no effort into it. There was nothing. when I listen to Travis or I listen to Cardi or someone like that, I'm not listening to hear the basic. I'm hearing to listen to what they do new. I'm hearing to see what puts them ahead.
Yeah.
And those past, like, his work has been just kind of doling out. It's just been kind of like, okay.
It used to be like artists are following Travis Scott as like a blueprint for like trap music, and now I feel it feels like it's kind of the other way around, or at least Travis is like following his old formulas to just create songs that he thinks like will do well, and instead of like putting actual like passion and artistry behind his performances, like his performances on this album just feel so static, like he's not doing anything different. There are songs that I like. I do enjoy Dumbo. I think I heard that one, he played it live, and I heard some recordings of that, and that I was pretty excited for that. It does still feel like half-baked in my opinion. Like it still feels relatively thrown together, not well polished as a song, like production wise and vocal wise. Like there's like literally distortion from the bass being too loud, which, you know, some people are into that. Me personally, not as much as it is on this song, at least. But yeah, just overall unpolished album, disappointed me a lot.
It was okay, but it's Travis, it's Jack Boys, it shouldn't be just okay.
Yeah, exactly. But the rest of the July, I don't know if you've heard about this Che album, Rest in Bass.
I heard about it. I listened to it a little bit.
Not my thing.
I wanted to hear the song with the Beach House sample that Juice WRLD used. It's like the dun 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 dun. Yeah, but even that I was disappointed by. I'm unk now. I'm washed.
I know. Yeah.
I don't like the new...
kids love this. Yeah. Like he's younger than me. I found that out recently. He just turned like 18 years old. I'm like, man, like I feel old now. Yeah. Like this is how the old people feel.
I'm washed.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sorry, like if anyone likes that, but not my thing. I don't think that he's a good rapper.
Yeah, I don't know.
And the production can sometimes be cool. I like experimental production, but sometimes it's just too loud and too much going on. It's just not for me. But rest of the month, I don't know if you heard, this one's a little bit more underground, but Jim Legacy, Black British Music.
No.
He's a UK artist. I just want to shout out because it's pretty good. It might make an end of the year list in some form, even just as an honorable mention. But really solid album. I recommend that if you haven't heard it. And then we also, after that, we got Don't Tap the Glass, Tyler the Creator, surprise drop.
Yeah.
And this is kind of like a dance hip hop album, and super fun, great listen.
I really enjoyed it. I don't think it's his best work by any means, but I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, you have like I'll Take Care of You is a really good one. Sucker Free.
Love that song.
Ring Ring Ring.
Yeah.
It was just a lot more of that like dance vibe, and I liked it. I liked what he did. There were some that I wasn't a huge fan of, but you know, it clearly wasn't that huge, big rollout, big.
Yeah.
It was just like, let's have some fun with this. So I think it was pretty good.
I think he literally said like this is just the album he made to get him through like the touring process. You know how exhausting and tiring that is, playing the same songs over and over. Like he needed something fresh. He needed to exercise creativity to get through that, and this is the album that he did that with. And I think he did a great job with it. I don't think it's like as great or as polished as his other albums, but I don't think he was trying to do that. I think he was just trying to make some fun summer songs, and this was the first album for me that came out during the summer that like really felt like, okay, this is a summer album. Like this is getting me like, this is like windows rolled down, like enjoying the sunshine, enjoying the breeze, like that sort of thing. And I just really, really appreciated that with such the drought that was going on. Like it really revitalized it.
Yep, I feel like a lot of the albums dropped previously were really good, but they weren't like summer albums. They could have been dropped at any time, and they would have just been that same exact album. But Don't Tap the Glass was like that first real, like, it's summertime. We're going to have fun. We're going to dance. We're going to enjoy ourselves. So, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. And after that, Freddie Gibbs and the Alchemist, Alfredo 2. If you're a fan of the Alchemist production, he kind of does like low-key, like almost lo-fi type beats, and then Freddie Gibbs, you know, that's kind of his bag for rapping. I didn't think it was as good as the first one.
No.
I felt like some of the beats were actually kind of disappointing in how like minimal and low-key they were. I felt like I needed a little bit more from some of them. Freddie Gibbs, you know, he's a very consistent rapper. Some of the lyrics that he had in this album were a little bit insane, though. I don't even think I can repeat any of them, but he was saying some weird stuff in some of these songs. But there are great songs like Enchilada, really good.
I love that song.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it is a good album. I think some people are kind of overrating it, like acting like it's like up there with how good like Clips was. I don't agree. But still, it's still a good album.
Yeah.
That kind of rounded out July, and then into August we got. I think this literally dropped on the first day of August.
Mm-hmm.
We got Metro Boomin and Yeat both taking their own takes on the summer. We have a futuristic summer from Metro Boomin and a dangerous summer from Yeat.
Mm-hmm.
Which one did you like better?
Futuristic summer. It's probably honestly my favorite album of the summer. I don't know. There was just something about it. I know it's kind of got that like literally that old futuristic feel from the 2000s that was really popular in Atlanta. And I'd be sitting here lying if I said I knew who half of those artists were before, probably more than half before this album dropped. But I don't know. I just loved it. It was so like summer sounding. Quavo went absolutely crazy on all of his features on it.
Yeah.
I understand why some people were disappointed because it's not like that usual Metro vibe that he has going, but it was more for him, and for some reason it just like scratched my brain. I would listen to it constantly. So,
and this is more of like a mixtape. I think it is referred to as a mixtape.
Yeah.
It's like
it is
20 plus songs on it. It's a pretty long album. I think it's like an hour and a half almost. So it's not like it's not like Metro Boomin's other stuff. And I didn't expect like another like Heroes and Villains going in. Like I knew like from the concept alone, like taking like lesser known Atlanta artists and going for like a early 2000s type sound. It's not going to sound anything like Heroes and Villains. And
definitely not.
I enjoyed it. I mean, I don't think I enjoyed it as much as you did. But it's a fun like summer album. There's some really great songs on there, but you know, with being like 20 songs, it's not going to be like every single one's great.
Yep.
And especially working with maybe less mature, less developed artists, sometimes you're going to get like performances that aren't up to par with like the stuff that you would see on a Heroes and Villains. And you know, that's just part of the concept, and you know, I really respect what he did with this one. It was a fun album.
It was.
And the same day, you know, we got Yeat.
We did.
Dangerous Summer. I enjoyed this one too.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I still, you know, I'm always going to reminisce. Like I said, I was part of that big 2021 underground craze, and Yeat was my hero. In like junior year of high school, senior year, I listened to so much Yeat. So I always will just miss that old Yeat. And I feel like we're kind of getting back to that with songs like The Bell, songs like that. And
I'm Yeat.
I mean,
it was kind of similar.
Yep, I really liked I'm Yeat.
Yeah.
So I thought it was pretty good though.
Yeah, I enjoyed this one. It felt like one of his most like concise, consistent projects yet. Because back in the day, I mean, he would drop some albums that were like over an hour long, and I just don't think that he was keeping it engaging for that entire runtime. Whereas this one, you know, you get a good variety in the production. You get like really kind of out of field features. Like we had an FKA Twigs feature on this, which honestly I wasn't that blown away by that song, but I respect him for going there and trying something different. And yeah, it was a fun listen. I haven't really revisited it much, but there are a couple songs on here that I have put in my playlist. So yeah, solid project. After that, got a fairly big release by JID, God Does Like Ugly. I know you said you're not big on JID.
No, I didn't listen to it. I listen to an occasional JID song, but I've just never been a huge fan of like the fast rap type of thing. I hate Eminem. If you know me, that's something that I've always said. I just do not like Eminem,
Not big on him either.
Some of his old like My Band, like so.
That was my song when I was like 13 years old.
Yeah, that song I like, but I don't know. I just don't really like that fast rap that JID does, but you know, I respect him as an artist. So.
I think it's not really his flows. It's sometimes his delivery for me can get a little bit static. Like when he is doing those fast flows. Like I don't think the flow itself is bad, but maybe like he could switch up his delivery a bit more. And I'm happy to say like on this album, he does that a lot. Like
Okay.
there's a song on here that actually is featuring clips called Community. If you're gonna check out any song from this album, I would recommend that one.
All right.
Because obviously it has clips on it. They're incredible. But he literally starts out the song with a delivery and flow that I've never heard from him before. Like, it's the type of thing where you kind of like, is that even Jid? Like the first time you hear it. He just has a completely different, like, aggressive type of cadence, and it's just really, really refreshing from him. I wish there was more from that on this album, because as a whole, I think that his delivery is still, like, consistent with what it usually is, but his writing is really good. I think he does keep it interesting in the track list, almost too much. He almost introduced, like, too much variety in the track list. He himself said, like, there's a section in here that was kind of like for the girls, like his female fans.
Yep, I saw him tweet that.
I think that's kind of a weird mentality to take, like, when you're making an album, to like have one idea and then take a detour for one, like, to please people. I don't know. I think it panned out okay. There's some songs in that section that just feel like not up to the rest of the quality, but something like a Skate, like, off this album, crazy, like, different from him, and I think it's a banger. I think it's one of the best, like, summer songs that came out this year. But really, really great album. I don't think it's as good as the Forever Story, but still really good. And after that, the last one I have listed is Starline by Chance the Rapper. I don't know if you've ever been big on him, but
I like Chance. I mean, obviously, some of that, like, acid rap, Coloring Book, great.
yeah, that was definitely his prime.
But whatever that one that dropped in 20, I can't remember the name. The Big Day.
Kind of tanked his career.
Tanked it.
And this is kind of his comeback album.
Yeah, I honestly, I haven't listened to it, so what are your thoughts on it?
It's a mixed bag. There's some stuff on here that's, like, really cool, and he's, like, really, like, showing his stuff as a rapper. And then you also have songs that sound like brain rot almost, with, like, the way that they're produced, and there's just so much going on. And also, he cannot sing, and he tries to sing a lot, and that kind of drags it down for me. Like, he's Chance the Rapper, he's not Chance the Singer. He's like, he's doing the same thing that, like, Pharrell did on Clips, is, like, trying to sing high with auto-tune. It just, when you're going outside of your range, it's just, it's not great. So that kind of dragged it down a bit for me. But, you know, I've never been huge on Chance either, but I thought it was a solid project from him. I'm sure people who are big fans of him were happy with it. But, yeah. So that's all the albums I can think of that came out over the summer.
Okay. Yeah, me too.
So, yeah, we ended up getting a pretty big list after the little drought that we got. But, yeah, on to the song of the summer. There wasn't really one that was, like, a consensus. Like, last summer is definitely, like, Not Like Us. There wasn't really, like a big one like that. So it's kind of just, like, up to us to say, like, what was our song of the summer.
Yeah. For me, you know, I mentioned how big of a fan I was of that Futuristic Summer album. And for me, the song of the summer was Drip BBQ. I really enjoyed it. I liked a lot of, if I had to say my song of the summer, it would probably just be, like, different ones off of there, of songs that, like, dropped during the summer that I freshly was like, okay, yeah, and listened to a lot. But I would say that was probably the number one for me, was that. So
nice.
If you haven't listened to the album, and maybe you listened to it and didn't enjoy it, listen to Drip BBQ, and I'm sure your mind will change. What about you?
I was kind of between a few. I think The Bell by Yeet, even though it didn't drop in the summer, was kind of like, it had a lot of longevity for me. I'm still, like, bumping that. Like, it goes crazy. That's one of his best, like bangers ever, I think. So I was thinking about that. I was thinking about Sucka Free by Tyler, the Creator.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably one of the catchiest, one of my favorites off of Don't Tap the Glass. Also, like I mentioned, Skate by Jid is really fun. But honestly, my song of the summer, not even really a summer vibe, but So Be It by Clips. It's probably, like, the song I played the most this summer, and that's kind of how I got to determine what the song of the summer was. This was maxed out volume in my car, like, almost every drive. And so like I said, we'll talk about it more next episode, but that's my song of the summer.
Sweet.
Yeah, I think that's going to probably do it for this episode.
Yep.
We'll see you next week. I'm Gabe Schall.
I'm Havrilla. This is Triple H. See you next week.